All right, welcome back. This is still Good Morning Kenya. Thank you so much for sticking with us. My name is Ram Maguko. It's a pleasure being with you on this fine Monday morning. And of course, this is the next conversation of the day. We want to talk about matters concerning tech. And in particular, I want us to delve deep into the dynamics of online marketing using technology. Is it possible for you to market yourself well and take advantage of the technologies available at your disposal? What are they? How possible is it for individuals and companies to maximize on their online marketing and online presence? Today, let's talk about this particular matter. To help us in this conversation in studio, I am with Washington Mageto. He is a CEO and founder of Platdel. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming, my brother. It's a pleasure.
Thank you for the invitation. I really appreciate being here.
And we shall also be joined by Sanjeev Jandu. She is a CEO and founder of Breathe Media. Now, she will be joining us via Zoom on our online platform. And of course, you can see her on your screen. Sanjeev, thank you so much for joining us today. Good morning, or I don't know what time it is from where you're watching us from. How are you?
It is morning. I'm still in Kenya. Good.
Where are you joining us from?
Well, I'm still in Kenya. I'm in Laikipia right now.
All right. Thank you so much for coming. We shall be with you in a bit, but let's come back to studio here with Washington. And before we delve into matters concerning, online marketing,
correct.
You are the CEO and founder of Platdel.
Yes.
Platdel. Tell us what that is all about within just 1 minute.
Okay, Platdel is an integrated e-commerce system. We built it the past 2 years. We built a centered e-commerce embedded financing with us connecting vendors directly to consumers. We've been able to actually finance our vendors within the platform, cash them out instantly, and also provide affordable loans within the platform to be able to actually continue with their trade.
All right.
So that's technically what we built with Platdel. Yes.
And let me get to the first question for you. What is online marketing technology, and how can we use that?
Now, technically, online marketing is the use of different media as well as devices to be able to actually expose yourself to, say, the clientele or a set of people that you want to reach to. And so you can either deploy that using social media, you can use that using stationed advertisement agencies, be it influencer marketing and the likes. There are several ways you can be able to achieve that, but technically is using the technological sphere to be able to showcase yourself.
All right, thank you so much. Sanjeev, let me come over to you. Tell me about what Breathe Media is all about, and even as you talk about that, define for us in your own way what online marketing technology is all about, and how can we use that as individuals and as companies?
Okay, so Breathe Media is a full-service creative consulting agency. We are passionate about helping your vision come to life, from marketing campaigns to brand launches and creative planning. So we bridge creativity with business outcomes. And yeah, there's different ways. My favorite is social media marketing for online technologies, because that's what I specialize in, with content marketing and email marketing. So essentially, it's just different ways that you can reach your audience and connect with them.
All right, but still on you, you're talking about reaching out to audience and connecting with them. Very key area, very strong words you've used there, very particular. So let me still on you. How can individuals and companies, those who are online, how can they manage to develop a more targeted and sophisticated marketing strategy for them in a way that catapults them to the next level? Because you've talked about being specific to individuals.
Yeah. I think the main thing is really knowing your audience as a business or as an individual, because the content that you put out or how you reach out to them has to solve their pain point, and they have to resonate with what you're trying to sell them. I always say only 20% of the content that you put out should be like a hard sale. The rest should really be trying to understand what your audience likes, what they connect with you on, and you'll know by the engagement that you get on particular posts. So if you don't know your audience, or if someone says everyone is my audience, that can't be true. You can't relate to everyone. So you have to really be specific to the point where, like, you know what your audience does on a daily, you know their daily routine, you know what troubles them at work, what troubles them at home, and that's when you can really have effective marketing strategies that will actually connect and want audiences to learn more about you, and also giving your brand or your individual self a personality, especially like if it's a company, because everyone relates to a person. So yeah, you want to be as real and authentic as you can, and I think that's the strongest kind of strategy you can follow.
And still, so one thing you've mentioned is you should not just say that your target market is everybody. People sometimes, some people do that. They say, I target everyone. I'm reaching everybody. People, we should move away from such kind of conversations. Is that so?
Absolutely. And especially when you want to do targeted ads, for example, it's good to get specific. And I think people are scared to get niche because they feel like it's too small. But that's where you'll actually, get the sales, or you'll get in touch with people that will actually buy your products or services. Because there's like 55 million people. You can't reach everyone. Not everyone is your audience. And there are companies or businesses that are for the masses, but then especially if you want to get specific and you want to understand who buys from you, especially from the online perspective, the niche the better. And then that's how you can broaden up, knowing that you're going towards the right direction with your audiences.
My brother, do you agree with what Sanjeev is saying? And you take on this conversation of personalizing your marketing strategy?
Absolutely, absolutely. Take an example. There is an advert I saw, without mentioning the actual advert. I saw an advert of a particular person selling bananas and picking the bananas at the same time while giving out the bananas. So I think this particular advertisement was actually resonating with the public, because that particular person they were portraying was actually eating the bananas, or rather eating from the people. Okay. So from that aspect of personalizing it, you actually get to resonate with the advertisement itself. And the people who resonate with it are people who complain or use that particular service more often. So the competitor used the pain point of the other party to be able to actually personalize the advertisement. You cannot possibly reach everyone while advertising. And if you do so, then your return value of advertisement might not really be worthwhile. You might have spent a lot of money for people to see you, but then no one actually buys from you.
It means we need to take a lot of time doing research to know our target audience.
Absolutely. If you're selling goods and services to, say, a university student, you need to realize that this particular person has a pocket money, and sometimes it actually spans to a particular level. So you cannot possibly sell a Mercedes to this particular person. You can't. So you need to actually know the target market that you're actually dealing with. Then you personalize it, and then you reduce it completely to the simplest level, and then market it to these particular people.
All right, let's give examples so that we break this food down in a manner that is digestible to the body.
Okay.
All right. Just give some examples here. Main technologies that are available that can support online marketing.
There are several instances, or rather platforms that you can be able to use. One of the most influential platforms that is upcoming and especially very popular with Gen Z is the motion video. We call it TikTok and the likes, where you embed or you do product placement, or you do something within that line, and use the young people to actually reach the other young people. If you actually want to now reach out to a slightly more mature age set or demographics, and you need people who have families, people who are working, and people who have a financial power to be able to actually make a financial decision, those are people you find on Facebook.
Yeah.
If you want to sell something that is purely a lifestyle kind of a product or service, and then selling on Facebook will be wrong for you. You need to sell it on Instagram, because that's where people do lifestyle products and the likes. So you just need to understand which platform is doable at what particular time.
Okay. And let me come to you, Sanjeev. Still on that particular aspect of platforms, how do you recommend us? How do you do it? What are the things that we should be able to do to balance? Because we have so many platforms that are available, that are at our disposal. How do we strike that balance between which platform to use, which technology to use for a particular marketing strategy?
Yeah, again, same way as audience can't be everyone. You don't have to use every single platform available. So I agree with what's been said, like really asking where your audience is firstly and what your product is. So I think video content for sure is growing. It's on the rise. 83% of internet users in Kenya watch and interact with videos. So definitely having some form of strategy around how to convert a static image or an artwork into a video will reach lots of people. Understanding like how you can use socials as a sales tool. So for example, Facebook, you have the boosting that you can do on there, and then like TikTok and Instagram are mainly focused on short form videos, but also not forgetting your e-commerce platform or having some sort of website, because through that with SEO and just Google search, it will be easier to find you when someone's searching. So yeah, I would say focusing on video content as a strategy will definitely help just increase your overall visibility online.
And still on you when it comes to that, there is this perception, and Washington, you've mentioned this here, that there are some technologies that resonate with a particular age of people.
Correct.
You've said so.
Correct.
But of late, I've been seeing some guys that are considered to be a bit not of Generation Z.
Correct.
They are from Generation Y and
absolutely,
and
absolutely.
X. They're using technology like
Absolutely.
TikTok.
Absolutely.
So we are seeing a more involved sense of marketing.
Absolutely.
So Sanjeev, let me come to you. Do you consider age when it comes to selecting your digital platform, or does age not play a role here?
Well, I think it's that myth, or rather you have to be young to use TikTok. I feel like everyone is on TikTok. You have millennials, you have people older on TikTok. It's just getting your video to the right audience on the platform. So I don't think you can kind of say, oh yeah, TikTok is for the young, the Gen Zs, and then Facebook is for the older, millennials, boomers, whatever it is. I feel like your audience is everywhere, but it's just making sure, like now with the algorithm of social media, the content will get pushed to the people's feeds that will actually interact or have viewed it before, or resonates somehow with the content that they're already interacting with. So it's now focusing on, okay, is this video that I've created going to actually reach the right people? Are the hashtags I'm using going to reach the feeds that I want to? And everyone's feed now is so personalized. So like on TikTok, my husband's is full of cars and mine is full of what I eat in a day. So it just really depends on what you want your audience to see. So I don't think you can really say specific platforms are for specific age groups, but it's just again, is your content going to reach those people?
So you can be on TikTok. So you can see an old guy just do something.
You can be on TikTok. My dad is on TikTok. It's fine.
Let me come to you, Washington.
Yes.
Your thoughts on the same.
Yes.
It's not a weird thing.
Absolutely.
As long as you market your item.
I think the percentages of people who are within those particular platform is what we need to actually look at.
Okay.
Yes, there are relatively advanced in age persons within TikTok, but the largest majority are young. The largest majority.
And still, we also need to consider the fact that we are not just talking about that one particular platform only.
Correct.
Even we have other platforms, TikTok, Instagram, for example. There are those who are saying Instagram are for, I don't know if you've also heard the same, but from what I have heard, there are those that are saying Instagram is for ladies, for the females. That it is weird to see a man taking a selfie like this.
Not really. I think Instagram purely is a lifestyle platform. Most of the things you'd find someone posting on Instagram, you can't find them posting them on LinkedIn. High chances you might not find them on different platforms.
Because different technologies come with different brands and different target audiences.
Absolutely.
All right. I want us to touch on some of the strategies for online marketing. Give us a tip, and then I'll come to Sanjeev on the same strategies for online marketing. Washington?
I think one of the key things, even as you deploy your marketing on social media, online and the likes, you need to always have a landing point. A landing point, as Sanjeev mentioned, you need either a website or you need something that people can be able to reach you through. One of the biggest issues we are having with the digital platform nowadays is that someone can actually create a pseudo or bogus account without necessarily following particular plan or protocol and sell or rather market their products. And then they don't have a pay bill, they don't have a till, they have no bank account. There's virtually nothing that you can reference to them.
They're using their own personal number.
Absolutely. And those numbers sometimes are not even registered to themselves. So you find a lot of people have been swindled through that particular platform. And so for you to actually look legitimate, you need a landing point. You need a place where every other person will land to immediately they actually see your product. Most preferred landing would be a website. It won't cost you much to actually have a website. Nowadays, I think there are pre-built websites, so you can actually purchase this as less than 5,000 or so.
And interestingly, you've reminded me, there are some tech that have come up, innovations, great innovations that have come up where you can get a website within a few minutes. And there is AI that uses some form of algorithm to make a website for you within a few minutes.
You key in some keywords, mention that you actually are selling apparels and the likes, and then you get a whole generated website that has apparels and the likes. So your work is just to edit in the simplest way possible. It won't cost much, but it's the best way
strategy
to be able to actually verify your authenticity. Absolutely.
Sanjeev, let me come to you. Strategies of online marketing from your end?
I think definitely investing in paid advertising as much as you can reach organically. It takes a longer time, especially as a new business. So as you're trying to gain your database, your audience, is really hard these days to do it organically like it used to. So definitely investing in media buying. So whether it's to your website, SEO, or Facebook ads, just to help find your audience a little better and understanding who's going to kind of engage with your campaigns. And then hire a really great social media agency to do your content marketing and be able to get that right content for you and posting. And it's all about consistency as well and what's going to be sustainable for you. So not saying go all out in the first few months of your business, but just really understanding how you can be consistent with connecting with your audience.
Wow. Wow. Be consistent with connecting with your audience. Very powerful words there. And Washington, I'm looking at that aspect of connectivity, especially with the audience. How does consistency play a role in terms of online marketing and putting into consideration technology. Does consistency affect a marketing strategy?
One of the things that people tend to look at is whether they can see you again tomorrow. It will inform whether they can believe you in the long run. So the more consistent you are at what you're doing, at your marketing, at your strategies and the likes, the easier it is for people to trust you actually in the business. You see, people don't just trust immediately. Maybe your friends and family and a few other people.
Maybe some unique people
who trust you immediately.
Yeah.
But by the virtue that you're entering a market that other people exist, people who are competing with you, it takes time for them to actually trust you.
And so you're consistent for many years, decades.
Absolutely. So consistency. And maybe they've gone through a rough patch with the existing service providers. And so it takes time for you to constantly remind them that you're better, that you're good, that you're offering the best service.
Yeah.
You need to constantly tell them. Then they will actually try you out the first time. And the moment they try you out the first time, make sure you've done your best.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And once you've done it, don't take time and act based on moods and today I don't feel like doing it.
Consistently. You need to actually look at, one, you've identified the pain points of this particular person, which you're offering a service that the other competitors don't have. Or maybe they do have, but you're offering it better. The fact that you're doing that, make sure that you constantly remind this particular clientele or audience that you are the best. There are people who are in the industry who are dominant in the industry. They've dominated the entire market, but they still remind you.
Have you ever been in that position where you've lacked consistency? You've done something and you're like, I need to wake up and do this again.
Sometimes it's a bit costly, especially with digital marketing or rather marketing in general.
Yeah.
I know most companies do spend hundreds or tens of millions to be able to actually remain relevant through the digital platforms. Sometimes it's a bit costly for a startup to be consistent. Because you require a lot of capital to actually maintain that cycle of consistency. And yes, I've gotten there at some point. Lucky enough, at least we got an investment. And so we are able to actually sustain particular things within the industry. Yes.
Sanjeev, how have you managed to fight this challenge of consistency? I know many service providers, many who are in the media industry, many who are doing online marketing. I know many face this challenge of consistency. Have you been in that particular position?
Yes, of course. But I think the best way to deal with that is to batch your content or pre-schedule and just really plan ahead, and making sure like how you stay organized with what you want to post, like having a theme for each month, for example, working with content pillars. I know this might sound like jargon to some, but just really planning ahead is key for consistency. But I've seen a lot of the times my clients maybe struggle with consistency because they're still struggling with finding the right audience or struggling to understand who's going to buy from them. So that's where lack of consistency comes from, because you're constantly then changing your product or service to fit other, your audience. So I think just really being strong with what you're trying to sell and understanding your buyer's journey, where they're at when they come to you, and how are they going to go from the funnel, like down the funnel to then finally buy. And then that's where you can have consistency, because then you for sure know at what stage your audience is coming from or coming to, and how you're going to kind of guide them to the next.
Wow.
So yeah, I think that where consistency kind of fluctuates a little bit. But again, I think it's okay to also go through that. It doesn't mean that everything has to be like perfect before you just market it, because once it's out is once you realize who's actually going to buy from you.
Wow. And still on you, Washington mentioned something here about funding. How can we beat it, this challenge of funding, today you have the funds, tomorrow you don't have it. So your marketing strategies get affected at some point.
Yeah, I feel like marketing budgets are always the first to go when funding is low, which is sad because it's, you rely on a lot on marketing to get you the sales. But I think, again, just being sustainable with it and not going all out in the beginning or going with a shoot or whatever is not as necessary, and just kind of, having a small percentage each month going into marketing. So, whatever your sales are, that's dedicated to marketing. So like even 1% or 2% of your turnover, whatever it is, at least okay, this is what I have, and I don't have to use it all right now. I can phase it out. And also prioritizing, like based on your business objectives, what you want to use it for, whether like 1 month it's just for building your website, the next month can be for doing an ad on a campaign. So just, I think, being sustainable with your funding, so you're not just losing it all. And of course, depending on your business, there's different ways that you can raise investment or you can collaborate. I think collaboration is the most kind of obvious of like saving funding, but also having a brand collaboration or a collaboration that's going to help you with sales. So there's different ways that I think you can go about that.
All right, thank you so much, Sanjeev. I'm coming. I would like to say thank you so much for you joining us today. Let me just give you time to have a final word. Let me start with you, Washington, just within 20 seconds or so. Final word when it comes to matters concerning digital marketing, and then we will come to Sanjeev on the other side.
Actually, just to mention, one of the things that we decided to do as a business was to create a platform that we can be able to help such small organizations that require a platform to sell as a landing point, and as well as logistics aspect. And we subsidize their transportation, we subsidize energy on their side, we help them go green and the likes. Okay. And we also finance these particular businesses that are on our platform.
All right.
And so technically they can be able to actually use our platform for such.
Thank you so much. Sanjeev, let me come over to you. A final word, just within a brief of 20 or so seconds. As we wrap it up, what are your final remarks?
Yeah, I think definitely prioritizing how you want to use online marketing for your business, whether it's through paid ads or content marketing. Just be really sure who you're selling it to and who you want it to get to, and the rest will kind of fall into place.
All right. Thank you so much, Sanjeev, for joining us. It has been a pleasure having you today. I appreciate your presence. Thank you so much.
So much. Bye.
All right. And Washington, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
It has been a good conversation.
Absolutely.
And of course, thank you so much to everybody that has been part of this conversation today. It's all about matters concerning dynamics of online marketing. Of course, bringing into perspective matters concerning technology. Well, it's a wrap on my end. We're taking a short break, but we'll be back with more right here on Good Morning Kenya. My name is Ram Aguko. Keep it KBC.